That's right, I do, Jacob. And the FDA has moved to ban trans fat in commercially sold food. Now, Americans' intake of trans fat has decreased by about 75% since the 1990s, but since it's not at 100% yet, the FDA is taking action. I'm standing in front of the new section, and even though it's folded up for the off-season, as you can see, it will be about 9 rows. Thanks, Jacob. That's right. Camp War Eagle and Camp Pine Cove are among the camps that recruit students from the U of A to be their counselors. Last summer, nearly 40 U of A students worked as counselors at one of these 2 camps, and I caught up with a couple of them. If the FDA does indeed continue with their ban on trans fats, many foods common to college students on a budget may be going away. Some of these include margarine and frosting on cupcakes. That's right, guys. I'm here at the top of Razorback Road at the part between Maple and Cleveland Avenue. This is a big hill, and as you can see, it's been closed off ever since the ice and snow came here.
Caitlin Williams and Rachel Ford are best friends and roommates, but they have more than that in common. Both spent last summer as counselors at 2 different camps.
Camp War Eagle is located in Rogers, Arkansas, and it's a sports and adventure camp.
And Pine Cove is in Tyler, Texas.
These camps target college students to serve as their counselors. They attempt to offer an experience that is not only beneficial to young campers, but rewarding to the counselors as well.
Probably sitting down and having one-on-one times with each of them was just really cool because they just wanted someone to talk to.
At both camps, kids between the ages of 6 and 18 come in 1 or 2 week sessions. The camps focus on outdoor activities, Bible studies, and building strong personal relationships.
The most rewarding part about being a camp counselor was seeing the change in kids that occurred over the 1 week or 2 week session that we had them. A lot of kids would come in really hardened, not wanting to be at camp, really shy, not wanting to dance, not wanting to open up about their lives, but it was really cool to see through all the fun that they had, through the community in the cabins. They really opened up and they had a good time, and they would cry at the end of the sessions because they didn't want to leave.
That was just really cool to kind of see where I've come from as well, because I remember being in 8th and 9th grade and being really similar to some of the girls.
Well, my art name is M.M. Kent, K-E-N-T, and
Kent is a member of the Artists of Northwest Arkansas. On Sunday, he and his fellow local artists took advantage of a rare opportunity to display their work publicly at the Art in the Park event at Wilson Park. The event was co-sponsored by the Fayetteville Parks and Rec Department.
we have, I think, 8 or 9 artists out here today, painting, demonstrating, or doing photography.
Events like these are the best opportunity for local artists to show off their work. And while most aren't in it to make money, there's also a chance they could sell some of their work for a profit.
Some of the art on display included oil paintings, watercolors, pastels, photographs, and craft items such as jewelry. Kent says this is the 10th year he's come to this event to share his paintings, and he's enjoyed it every year.
We're doing it in the full sunlight because it's such a pretty day.
Art in the Park is the last scheduled event this year for the ANA. The next public display of their art will be in the spring.
Thanks, guys. I'm here at a green parking lot by Bud Walton Arena, and like most lots where students can park, we are a long way from the center of campus.
And so we're just fitting a whole lot of people with a whole lot of cars in an area with not very much space.
Parking remains an issue with many U of A students, especially those that live off campus. ASP President Bo Renner says the student government is working to make things better.
Is there places that students are willing and able to park their cars and easily walk to class, or pay $500 and feel like they're getting their value of having the ability to park on campus? No.
Renner says the first issue is the high cost of parking. A pass for Pomfret Hall Resident Reserve lot costs more than $700, but the university did not sell all of these spaces. The unsold lots sit empty year-round. The main complaint is the simple lack of student parking. New construction is responsible for the loss of some lots, but Renner says solutions are in the works.
Freshmen don't need to leave campus. And so a lot of our larger parking lots are just, they're keeping their cars there for weeks at a time. Maybe the outskirt lots, the big lots, down by Baum or down on the corner of Razorback and MLK, maybe those are for freshmen.
With the campus of the University of Arkansas expected to reach 30,000 students within the next 5 years, the problem of limited parking spaces is only going to get worse. Reporting for UATV, I'm Adam Ford.
Joins us in the studio to discuss these findings.
And that's right, Danny. Right now we are in the prime season for college breakups. Now, this graphic, as you can see, was put together by David McCandless, who is a London-based data journalist. Now, it stands to reason that the primary cause of breakups right before Christmas would be the financial burden put upon college students on a budget to have to provide gifts for their significant others. Now, the spike begins right at the end of October, which is just as local stores are beginning to put in Christmas areas to remind college students of their obligation to buy a gift. Now, the average college student is going to spend nearly $100 on their significant other on Christmas alone, so it's understandable why students might want to break up before having to make this purchase. Now, if you look back at the graph, you'll see that spring break may be aptly named. It's the second most common time for breakups. And shame on you people who are breaking up on April Fool's Day, a big spike right there. Now, for all you ladies who recently became single during this time period, my phone number is right here on the, wait, no? Okay, well, never mind. Unfortunately, they're not going to do that for me, but maybe Danny, you'll have a little more luck. Back to you. That's right, guys. I am here at the fence that has been put up by the university between Sigma Nu and Walton Hall to cut off all access between the road behind Fraternity Row and Stadium Drive. This Sigma Nu back door, which can only be opened by members with fobs that live in the house, provides the only entrance from the campus side. The fence makes it more difficult for members without fobs to walk around to the front doors. Senior Grant Adams says he feels locked out of his own fraternity house.
For out-of-house members like myself, it's kind of become a pain because I now have to either walk and wait for a member to come to the door or ultimately just end up hopping the fence, to be honest with you.
The only way around the fence is this little sidewalk that runs along the side of Walton Hall. As you can see, there are 4 other cut-throughs on Fraternity Row. So far, there has been no word from the university on whether or not they will reevaluate the fence. Reporting for UATV, I'm Adam Ford. That's right, guys. I'm here on Senior Walk, the site of one of the oldest traditions in the University of Arkansas's history.
For much of the last year, Old Main Lawn has been cut in half by a temporary access road for construction vehicles.
The construction road cut across the part of the sidewalk that had the names for the students that graduated in 1985, 1986, and 1987. This is where the road was. The remains are now covered by sod that hasn't yet grown in. Less than 200 names had to be removed to make way for the road. Among these was my father, Mike Ford, who graduated in 1987. Believing that his name was gone for good, he received a homecoming surprise when he returned this weekend to see his name back on the sidewalk in its original location.
I'm very happy to have it back. It connects throughout generations, so it's important to know that it's here.
Over the course of homecoming this weekend, thousands of alumni returned to see their names here on the sidewalk. Many of them never even knew their names had been moved. Reporting for UATV, I'm Adam Ford.